Morning, guys. It's Tuesday. I hope everyone had a great Monday yesterday, and you're ready to get back to work today. Today's assignment's a couple newer things today, nothing too out of the ordinary, no. So, um, yeah, kind of get into things. I'll be on Zoom for both the morning and the evening times today. So, if you have questions or you want to just jump on, say hi. I'll be on at 10 and then at 7 this week. So I hope everyone, like I said, is getting through their work and continue to thank you for doing such a good job. Keep up the good work. Spelling today, or this whole week, is just a review unit. So there's no test. Just get that unit done. Very simple. It's all review stuff from the last couple of weeks, the last 5 weeks of spelling words. So make sure you get those done by Friday. You have a Zoom or a mystery Doug today. It's about pizza. So you have three things that you need to do. You got to watch the video, and then you got to get a piece of paper out. I want you to draw me your favorite type of pizza. What's your favorite pizza, and write what's your like toppings on there. Write those next to it so I can tell. And then tell me from that video, where was pizza invented? Where did pizza come from? Okay, so somewhere on your piece of paper you got to have that. And then I want number three, see if you can guess what Mr. Holman's favorite type of pizza is. And I'll give that tomorrow morning on our morning Zoom class on Wednesday morning. So we've got those three things to do with regards to the Mystery Doug today. All right, kindergarten, your new assignment today, you're going to be looking at lesson 115. And on the first part, it's one that you have some shapes here. You have some rectangles. And you need to color according to the size of those shapes. So you're gonna have to look at the different sizes and color them the right color. And then you're only usually on the top part, you're only coloring half of it. So don't color the whole thing, color only one half. And then the bottom part, you're dealing with your right and your left. We worked with that a little bit last week. Before, remember, right L, left always is the hand that makes the L, like Lauren. The other one is your right hand. So just work on that. Only coloring half. That means just one piece. They split both of all those shapes into two things. Only color half of it. Then on the back side, you have another dot to dot today. So please make sure you do that dot to dot, color it, and do a nice job there. All right. For your super kids today, you're just going to keep working on those ABCs and recognizing the letters and the sounds. And then I also want you to write the upper and lowercase N 10 times and write your first and last name 5 times for me. All right, write them nice and neat. Keep up that good work. I hope you're all recovering from your dentist appointment. And I will, yeah, if you have any questions, let me know, okay? All right, first graders, today you're going to be looking at, you have a middle sheet that you don't have to do anything on, but you can take a look at it. It all deals with money and the bills and what, like a $1 bill and a $5 bill and a $10 bill. Now they're pretty easy to know what they look like, but at the same time, they all have different features, like different presidents on their bill, but it's easy to know how much they're worth because they all have the number on the top corner. So you can take a look at that, have that ready. You have one sheet that is a fact sheet, and then if you look at your lesson practice today, we're on lesson 113. On the top part again, we're writing the number, so you got to write the number 102. Okay, write that in the box and circle the one that's in the ones place. Okay, for number 2, he says, Ellen had 10 corn chips. She will equally share them with her friend Anthony, sorry. So draw 2 plates there in that rectangular box. And then remember, we could just do X's. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 10 to figure out how many each of them would get and count how many are on each plate. If they're the same number, then you got it right, and write that number on the line. Number 3, it says how many tens. You have 10 sticks and 1 cubes. So there's, how many 10 sticks are there? There's 3. And then how many 1 cubes? 2. So our number is 32. We write that on number 3. Number 4 says Mrs. King lost 2 numbers between 50 and 59. There she has the ones that she has. You have to figure out which ones are missing. So start at 50. We have 50. Yep, that's there. 51. Oh, yep, that's there. 52. Yep, that's there. 53. Oh, 53 is missing. So we write that in the missing square box. Then you got to find the other one. Keep counting up. See what the other one that is missing. Number 5, draw me 10:30. Remember, half past means 30. So 10:30 would be 10:30. So you're going to write that on both clocks there. Remember, 10:30, the big hand points to the 6. Good. All right, and then in the bottom part, number 6, adding tens to each one. So you just go up one from the bigger or the front number. All right, on the back is exactly the same stuff, just different numbers again, except for the top part. Top part, you're counting by tens. 6, 10, 26, 36. Good. 46, 56, all the way up. All right, I think everything else there should be pretty simple for you with regards to your math, okay? For your reading today, tomorrow I'll have a story up for you guys. Oh, it's not. Hold on just a second. All right, tomorrow I'll have a new story up for you. But today you just have some workbook pages, pretty simple ones. On the first page, you got to tell me what, either add full, ly, or y to each one of those to make a word. So like help, would it be help, helpful, helply, or helpy? Helpful. So we write helpful on the line. And then you got to use one of those words on there to finish the sentence at the bottom. Not too hard there. 224 is pretty simple also. You got to circle the word or the sentence that goes with the picture. They give you two sentences, read both of them, circle it. 225, something we've done in the past, where it's where you're the illustrator, the person who draws the picture. You got to read the little story and then draw me a picture. Make sure you color it, please. Some of you are forgetting to color those, so please make sure you do that when you get all done. And then on the last page, 226, we have the words gathered, built, taught, danger, and feathers. You got to write the words to finish each sentence. Like I said, very simple for you, I think, today. All right, Rodney, for your reading, you're going to be reading a story called A New Pioneer. And A New Pioneer, it's a story about space and astronauts. So you have to answer the 5 questions on page 175 at the very end. And then where it says write about, it says A New Pioneer. Think about what Franklin Ching Diaz says about the adventures in space flight. Write a paragraph about something else that people do that has risks but also rewards, like Dr. Chang mentions. So you got to think of something that is a very risky thing to do, but there's danger involved, but at the end there's always a good reward. Try to think of something along those lines and tell me why you chose that. Write 3 or 4 sentences about that. Okay, kind of challenge yourself. What is something that is a risky thing to do, but at the end there is some great rewards, some benefits of doing those things, okay? Then on page 55 in your workbook, you have just 55 and 56. You got to do fact and opinion again. There's one for each one of those problems. There's 2 sentences, A and B. One's a fact and one's an opinion. You have to circle the opinion, what someone thinks, okay? And on the back side of that, you have a graph down at the bottom. It's in the pink and the blue and the green down there. And it's about the number of astronauts. You need to answer those questions 1 through 5 by looking at that graph down there. I don't think it should be too hard for you, but if you have questions, feel free to get in contact with me, okay? All right, 2nd graders, your math is kind of jumping all over the place today. So on your first page, you have fact homework 110A. You don't have to do the backside. On this one, this is the one where you're the teacher. You got to find the 4 that are wrong, circle them, write the correct answer next to it. Not too hard. Then you're going to turn to lesson worksheet 1010 or 110-1C, and that's the one that looks like a clock. Now, if you think about a clock, remember we talked about this when we deal with the clock. Every time we go to a new number, how many minutes are in between each number? So to go from the 12 to the 1, 1 to the 2, 2 to the 3, how many minutes are in there? That's 5 minutes. So on this clock up here at the top, there's a bunch of lines that go around the clock. So the 1, that's 5. 2 is 10. 3 is 13. Or 15, sorry. So you got to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, all the way around the clock, okay? Then you got to look here. 1 times 5. So what's 1 times 5? Oh, that's 5. What's 5 times 5? So we go to the 5 here. What number is that? Oh, 25. And this is going to help you with your multiplying by 5s. All right, so I'll go over that a little bit more in our morning Zoom this morning, but that's kind of how you're going to be doing that page. It's going to help us with our multiplying by 5. Then you also have a fact assessment 21.2, and that's just a bunch of subtracting problems. So that shouldn't be too hard. It shouldn't be too hard of a math assignment. It's just kind of getting us into multiplying by fives. It's a little bit more tricky than we have done in the past, but I want you to start thinking about that because we're going to be getting those more in our assignments later. Okay? For your reading today, second graders, you're on page 99 through 102. On page 99, you got to circle the word that best finishes each one of those sentences. You do not have to do the bottom part where it says on a separate piece of paper, write 4 sentences. Don't have to do that. On page 100, you have to finish the sentence for the generalization. So like the first one says, a new baby blanks life for everyone in the family. What does a new baby do for everyone in the family? I would write the word changes in there. A new baby changes life for everyone in the family. And then you have to go to page 164, 65, 166, and tell me 3 different examples of how a new baby changes their family. Then you got to do the same thing. What do older children do to their younger brothers and sisters? They can write it in there and then give me 3 examples. All right? On page 101, this is a little bit different too. You have a word like flower. Flower is 2 syllables, right? Flower. Flower. So how would we split that? Okay, we have 2 lines. Flow. I would split it right between the W and the ER. So we write it like this. Flower. What about the next one? Water. Well, think about where would we split that? Water. I'd do it right between the A and the T. Water. Okay? I'll do one more with you. Under. So we have under. Right between right between the N and the D. Good. So that's all you're going to be doing with those. Just say the words, say it nice and slow. Try to figure out where that split is and write that in the line there. And then on the back side, you're dealing with verbs. And if you remember, verbs are action words. Action words, words that tell us what or how things are being done. So you have to circle the verb in each sentence. So like number 1, Terry hugs her sister. What's the verb? It's hugs, yeah, because she's hugging her sister. All right? All right, this shouldn't be too hard. I don't think you guys are doing a good job on that. Keep it up. All right, third graders, today what you guys are going to be taking a look at is estimating weight and mass. Okay, so like about how much does something weigh? So let's do an example. Let's say there was an empty bucket that weighed about 1 pound. When filled, the water weighs 9 pounds. A pint of water weighs about 1 pound. How many pints of water were in the bucket? So if the bucket weighed 9 pounds with the water and 1 pint equals about 1 pound, how many pints would there be? The same as the pounds. There'd be about 8 pints. So that's all you really have to do. It's pretty simple. So like look at number 2 in your problem, and I'll go over this in your Zoom tomorrow. 5-gallon bucket filled with water. How many quarts of water are in the bucket? Well, remember there's for every gallon, there's 4 quarts. So if we have 5 gallons, and that means 4. 4 times 5 is, excuse me, that would be 20 quarts. All right. Your assignment today, looking at it, the assignment last night, doesn't look like it's going to be too difficult. Make sure, just a reminder, a couple things. For number 10, you have to draw a chart and figure out what goes in there, dealing with pounds and doing apples. About how many pounds of apples do you have? Everything else, though, should be pretty simple there with regards to adding, making sure you do the parentheses first on number 17 and then subtract the 50. Number 19, make sure you do all 3 problems. 20, not too hard. And if you want to do the early finishers for extra credit, you can do that and see if you can get that taken care of. It should be pretty simple there. Okay? Sorry, my allergies are bothering me this morning. I got a little all over the place. All right, for reading today, third graders, you have to read 2 stories. There's 2 short stories in your hardcover, The Island Below the Star and a wild ride. And then you got to answer 1 through 5 on page at the end of the story, at the end of the what's it called, a wild ride, and write those on the piece of paper. Okay. Then on page 135 and 136 today, you have to on the first part you have harpoon, calabashes, and hull. You may have to look those words up, but you have to tell me what draw me a picture of what those pictures mean. Okay, so you have to look those up and draw me a picture up in the box up there of what those what are those things, and then at the bottom answer those questions, and each one of them it has a vocab word from our story, so be very careful there. Okay, and then you're not doing page 136. Actually, yes, sorry, we are doing 136. So you got to tell me, in the 2 stories that you read, what were some of the things that the characters did in the first column? And then where it says what I know in my inferences, you can cross that off. You don't have to do those parts. So you're just really describing what the characters are doing in that story. And then at the bottom it says, how are the voyages in these stories alike? So how are the 2 people in these stories that were going on these trips, how are they the same, and then also how are they different? So make that the bottom part's a little bit easier, but I'll go over a little bit more of that top part in our Zoom meeting this morning. All right, 4th graders, you have your math lesson today with Mr. Wasser. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to him and ask him. And then for your reading today on page 119, we skipped a couple pages, so jump all the way up to 119. We skipped 115 to 118. On 119, you gotta they have a pronoun that is underlined. You gotta tell me what does that pronoun stand for. So I would love to start my own magazine. It would be called Cartoon. Who or what is it? What's going to be called Cartoon? It? That's a magazine. So you write magazine on the line for number 1. How about the next one that says they is underlined? This magazine would be all cartoons. They would be on every page. What is they? What will be on every page? Cartoons. So you write cartoons down at the bottom. So you just got to tell me who does the pronoun stand for. Page 120 is that super easy assignment where you just fill in the missing letters. Should be a piece of cake. Top of page 121, you need to write the word that means the opposite of the underlined word or words. The bottom part, you got to use the code to figure out what the word is. And then on the 122, you got to find the 4 that are misspelled, circle them, and write them correctly. Tomorrow we start a new story about Gloria Estefan, who's a very famous singer. And so you'll be going over that in the morning. All right, I think that should be about it for today. I hope everyone has a great day. Hopefully I'll see a bunch of you on our Zoom meeting later on today. And yeah, if you have questions, again, feel free to call me, shoot me a text, jump on the Zoom meeting. I lately in the morning especially, I try to go over a lot of the homework on the Zoom meeting with those people that are on there. So always make sure to try to jump on there if you're available. All right, have a great day today, and I'll see you guys soon.